In northeast Nigeria, the bustling city of Maiduguri stands as the capital of Borno State, a region burdened by deep-seated poverty and weakened governance. Years of conflict, primarily fueled by the Boko Haram insurgency, have plunged the area into insecurity, stalling the local economy and overwhelming the city's capacity to support its population. With Maiduguri hosting a large influx of people displaced by the conflict, the vulnerabilities are plagued with city prior to this crisis, such as fragile government structures, limited services, and high youth unemployment. These all have become even more pronounced. One of the most pressing challenges in Maiduguri is access to clean water, with the central water supply system insufficient for the city's growing population. Many residents rely on boreholes or expensive water vendors. Unfortunately, many of these boreholes are poorly drilled, yielding low quality water. The lack of functioning water points only in point the lack of functioning water points only intensifies the hardship of vulnerable neighborhoods, where families struggle to meet their basic water needs. Maiduguri's exposure to natural hazards further exacerbates these challenges. The city is no stranger to droughts, which occur roughly every decade and last for years, with the most severe impact felt by poor households. These dry spells not only reduce food availability but also hike up prices, making survival even harder for those dependent on urban agriculture. On the other hand, floods ravage the city frequently. In flood-prone areas, poor households often face severe health risk as floodwater causes pit latrines to overflow, leading to outbreaks of waterborne diseases like cholera and malaria. Recently, a particular devastating flood occurred when constant heavy rainfall caused by a breach in the nearby Alo Dam. This flood affected nearly 40% of Maiduguri's, displacing over 1 million residents and claiming more than 2,000 lives. The floodwater swept through prisons, hospitals, and even zoos with deadly consequences. Thousands were injured, while many were left homeless. The flood also disconnected several vital parts of the city, with bridges and IDP camps submerged underwater for days. Disease outbreaks soon followed as sanitation facilities and healthcare centers were damaged, further compounding the community's suffering. In the aftermath, the Brono State government launched recovery efforts with the governor pledging 13.1 billion towards rebuilding. Relief materials including food, cash, and essential supplies have been distributed to affected households. While some families have received temporary relief, those whose homes were severely damaged continue to struggle. Many IDPs remain in camps, awaiting further support as the government works to reopen schools and restore basic services. Despite the massive aid pledges, there are numerous challenges. The flooding has destroyed nearly half of the healthcare facilities in Maiduguri, leaving malnourished children without adequate care. The destruction of cold storage facilities wiped out over 1 million vaccines, adding to the public health crisis. As schools remain closed, and with the economy in shambles due to soaring inflation and food prices, the recovery effort is both slow and fraught with difficulties. Gaps in logistics damage infrastructure, and inadequate resources continue to hinder Maiduguri's path to recovery. For Maiduguri and other vulnerable communities facing the harsh realities of climate-related disaster, the future demands better preparedness and stronger resilience strategies. Long-term investment in infrastructure, such as improved water system and better urban planning, are essential to reduce the risks of floods and droughts. Comprehensive health, food security measures, and housing solutions must be prioritized to shield the most vulnerable from future disaster. By integrating sustainable practices, strengthening community-based responses, and increasing global support, these communities can be better equipped to withstand the inevitable challenges posed by climate change.